Twitter's changed a lot from 10 years ago, from 140 characters, SMS platform, to kind of this hub of creativity, this kind of blank canvas that you can use that's now, it's GIFs, it's moments, it's Vines, it's scratch reels, it's Periscope. And for creative agencies, that's just so exciting. And so you can really make the most of kind of live video broadcast, you can make the most of native video, or create even just tiny little interactive GIFs that they can play around with. So it's a much broader scope and a much more fun canvas for them to kind of muck about in. There's a lot of tools that we've brought in, especially from a data and analytics side of things, that creators can really use. So there's an amazing section on the analytics which has got an events calendar. And so as somebody working on a brand or an account, you can actually look through the whole year and you can see, right, Father's Day is coming up, Ascot's coming up. So from a creative point of view, it means you can really prepare for stuff. It means you can actually, rather than thinking, oh God, I've woken up and it's Father's Day, a creator can actually look kind of 2 months down the line and say, actually, we've got a film shoot coming up, I should shoot some Father's Day content for it. So they can be a lot more proactive. And so it just means they can create much, much better content by just being organized about it. And especially for things like Periscope, like you're live, you're shooting something that's once in a moment, but the key to a great Periscope is being planned and being organized for it. So in the same way that you would a kind of live theatre production, you want to have a script, you want to have backup plans, you want to react to what's going on live, but equally you've got to be super organized. If you are an influencer or a creator, you don't necessarily want a brand to come to you and just say, do anything, just completely blank canvas. They really want to kind of work with a brand that's got an idea and they actually want to be part of a community and they want to have that kind of transaction. So we've been doing a lot of work this morning about that, about actually kind of what does a good brief look like for a creator? And it is something that's inspiring, that's quite specific. And I think that's a fascinating space for creative agencies as well, when they can work with interesting stop motion animators and they might have the start of an idea and then an animator really brings it to life and develops that idea with them. It's a really collaborative process. I think people will get really smart with it. I think it's not just knowing kind of what people talk about, but kind of the bigger context around it. So I think we're going to start kind of looking a lot at kind of why people are saying this about kind of the Brexit's an interesting one, or why people are talking about healthy food, and building up a real kind of customer kind of picture. So it's not just a single tweet without context, it's where they are, who they follow, what they're interested in, because Twitter's got so many of those signals. You can learn so much about somebody by who they follow and what they favourite. So rather than just one singular kind of tweet, it is a much broader picture.
I feel like the way that we talk to friends eye to eye is the intimacy that you can create on Instagram, and I think it's really powerful. I think most brands are so much more amazing than the stories they share, and Instagram is an awesome way to start thinking about stories that you haven't told and telling stories in new ways.